Hey team, welcome to your weekly update. Let's get started. First with some just good news, great announcements to start. We have some promotions within house. So let's start with the nursing team. Nicole White has been promoted to a level 2 nurse. Congratulations, Nicole, on your accomplishment. In the CCS department, we have Jenna Mouton, who has been promoted to a level 2 customer care team member, and Stella Rido and Taylor Fisher have been officially promoted to a level 3 CCS. So great job, team. I'm so happy to see these promotions coming into play and getting to see so many of our team moving up. Next, we have one topic I'd like to discuss, which is our schedule, really, and how we're doing that, and some differences I may have noticed. So we can walk through those things and get to the bottom of it and root to see that we're all on the same page. So let's get started. One thing we have seen with the scheduling is that for some reason, not as much during the day, but for sure at night, what's happening is when walk-ins happen or drop-offs are occurring, and we actually check them in and are getting them seen, we're putting those later for some reason. So it might be they're checked in at 6 p.m., but for some reason they're put on later, probably because there's an appointment at that time already, but you have seen them. It's okay that they're not further in the schedule. Put them up here, even if it's only the 10-minute slot, whatever it is, even though it took the 30 minutes for you to see them. Get it out of your way so that you can have more time for your doctor to see more appointments that are coming in. So it doesn't appear to be full to the customer care team members overnight taking those phone calls, and they can visually see that there is time for that doctor to see sick, urgent patients. Now, that doesn't mean wellnesses and things like that. Obviously, they're all booked up. But if there's a true, more emergent situation, something that needs to be seen, eyes, something painful, obviously lacerations and things like that are emergencies, they'll know they have a clear space to put it, and it won't be so difficult for them, okay? That along with nesting. So if you do have 2 or more doctors here at any given time, let's be sure that we are putting an appointment for Dr. Angie, say at 8, and then we are putting another appointment for Dr. Patrick at 8:10, and then Dr. Mark at 8:20, just like that, so we're not having to rush to check everybody in at one time, rush to check everybody out at one time. It's kind of one at a time. It keeps a steady pace, it keeps us efficient and going, okay? So that's the other portion of that. A couple of others, I have some asks. Employees. We have our fur babies as well. We want them seen by our favorite veterinarians. I'm just asking that if not urgent, obviously, urgent situations are very much different, and we should be treated just like any other client in that moment, and we usually are, and given amazing service, just like everyone else. However, if it's not urgent, you're having your pet seen for something that's not critical, but you do have an appointment time, maybe you're working that day, obviously, and you brought your pet with you, please be flexible and remain flexible through your shift so that if your pet needs to be seen for ears or something like that, you're not sure what's going on, scan, something like that, still very important to see, but not urgent, remain flexible, please, so that patients who are truly needing critical care or urgent care or limping, eyes, anything else, right, that could be potentially really painful, let's get them seen in a timely fashion, and let's be a little bit more flexible, if you don't mind, if you're asked. And doctors just know, ask the employee too, can we please just move them here so we can fit this other patient in? Customer care team, same thing. If you realize that you're on the phone with somebody, but you see an employee's pet scheduled in the day where you maybe could fit a client's pet in that needs urgent care, simply ask the employee if they didn't mind if the doctor would squeeze them in a little bit later. And when I say squeeze in, that doesn't mean less of an evaluation of your pet, less time on your pet, anything else. I, for one, have had to bring my pet in plenty of times, kind of last minute, due to something that's needing to be seen soon, but not necessarily critical. And I was able to just bring my pet in and just say, if you can, please do this. And every doctor I've ever asked that of, we're like, absolutely, we'll fit him in at some point today. And that's what's always happened. My pet's had amazing care, and I've had great service, and they still spoke to me the same way with same direction. So I didn't feel any less served, even though I was allowing flexibility for others. Okay, so that's my ask there. And then as far as procedures go for employees' pets, please don't schedule more than 2 employee pets per surgery day. That way we're not booking up our surgery doctors with wellness and teeth cleanings and things like that we're generally getting for procedures days. If this is a different type of surgery, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about our general teeth cleanings, spays and neuters, those kinds of things that we have with wellness plans, right? So again, no more than 2 in a day, unless for some reason you find, if you check the next day and you're like, doctor relieves a teeth cleaning, and you see a doctor only has 4 surgeries, book your pet. That's totally fine and appropriate, okay? That's what I have there on that. Sorry, got some notes here. Couple more on the on scheduling, just to make this crystal clear as possible for everybody. We can all be on the same page and hopefully make this a little bit better so we can allow more space within our time limits and constraints that we already have to see more patients. We are finding that there's extra time allotted sometimes to certain patients for whatever reason. It might be a kitten appointment or something like that, and extra time might be added to it. I'm not sure of necessarily the reasons why for this. It does tend to happen more in the evenings than during the day. So I'm not sure if we're making up for other time before or what it is. We use these appointment slots for reporting to see exactly how much time was spent on certain things, figure out where we're doing well, sick appointments, wellness appointments, things like that, and trends. So adding additional time to those things hurts those reportings for us, number one. It doesn't give us an accurate time. Plus, it will confuse the customer care team for sure, too. They may lessen it because it's not appropriate. If it should be a 21-minute spot and it's a 40-minute spot, they may go ahead and reduce it, or it might be missed if it was accidental and we could have seen a wellness appointment in between there, or another puppy kitten visit or something like that. So please stay true to the protocol, please, of 20-minute wellnesses, 20-minute puppy kittens, 10-minute only rechecks, and 30-minute sick visits unless otherwise noted by a doctor for any other reason. And again, it should be out of, like if it's an ultrasound we know is going to take much longer or something like that, that's a different story that should come from the doctor, absolutely. If there's any need for a catch-up time, any other reason a block-off should be added, please go through the appropriate route and give either Dr. Patrick or I, or manager on call, a call to place that block-off appropriately. We are finding that people are adding and removing block-offs that shouldn't, and the schedule is getting a little bit messy, and then it's disappointing clients when we have to call them and reschedule and things like that. So that's how I think we can fix this to kind of solidify. I think a lot of these things are also going to be fixed over the next couple of weeks as we have Dr. Maggie out, and therefore daytime doctors are working these evening slots, the 12 to 10s, along with the 4 to 10 doctor who's usually a daytime doctor. So I think some of these things are going to fix itself naturally, but I did feel the need to go ahead and speak about it. That way we can all be under the same understanding and scheduling the same way. I think it'll be helpful. I do know that is not the intent, any kind of malicious intent or anything like that, to procrastinate or hold off schedule. I don't think that's anyone's intent. For instance, I've seen, here's an example, a kitten visit is 20 minutes, and the same client is coming in with 4 kittens, and I've seen 80 minutes blocked off for 4 kittens. Now, though that's not necessary, a new team member might think so because it says kitten appointments 20 minutes, and these are 4 kittens. It protocol-wise makes sense. However, when it is for the same client, it doesn't take nearly as long because you're already explaining the same thing, and it applies to each kitten, and then the testing and stuff like that. A 4 kitten appointment for the same client is probably not going to take any more than 40 minutes for a team and a doctor to go through everything and take really good care of a client with these kittens. Therefore, we could be wasting up to 40 minutes, which we all know we could see a sick visit, a recheck, 2 wellnesses, and generate some more and see more clients and patients. So, not saying anything I've talked about today is malicious or ill intent. It's just to go over together so that we're all on the same page and can book well together. My last piece on this, guys, is that if you ever have a question, if something seems odd, you're just not sure, whatever the case may be, ask. Ask a doctor, ask a level 3 nurse, ask level 3 CCS. We should be really getting away on the same pages. I'll have department managers going over this just routinely with level 3s Same with CCS, we'll go over with department managers and level 3s and assistant managers, just to be sure we're all talking the same language and doing the same things and that it's efficient, so we can make this better in our practice. It's a very important piece. The schedule is a huge deal. So that's what I have on that, guys. Good job this week. Let's go make a difference.